Hello, this is Vatilo house. We're doing windows. This will be probably a two-part. I'm going to do a northerly or shaded window, and then we'll look at some of the different types of windows you can have and some of the different calculations in a later part. The things you'll need for this one is, of course, your blueprint. You will need the original Vatilo house J1ae form. And you'll need the Windows worksheet where it shows all the calculations already done for the house in Gulf Coast Town, Texas. You will be needing Table 2A, Table 2B. This is for calculating your windows. There's more tables depending on what you got. And Table 3A, which will be for clear glass, which is what we're running to. You will need your J1ae form for Vatilo House, Birmingham, Alabama. This is the one we left off when we did Worksheet A. And of course you'll need Worksheet A and B. Back that out a little bit. Worksheet A up here is the one we just did, and then here's Worksheet B. And this will be where we're starting. Now I have a bunch of fillable forms here, so I can just type in the numbers and the calculations that we do as we go along. As always, you just need to work these right here first, because you'll be using these calculations here, and we'll explain those. And then we'll be doing northerly or obviously shaded overhang. Now these are for windows that are either on the north side of the house or are completely shaded. This could be from buildings, trees, a porch maybe, and the windows up under the porch and everything like that. So if it's obviously shaded for the greater part of the day, you'd want to do the calculation here. This side over here is where we would do all of the directions, east, west, south, because they're going to be your hottest parts. So we have to do a shade value, which is this part down here, to calculate it out. A few little things before we get started. These right here are lines. As we're going downward on this, like I said, we're going to work from left to right. So we'll go left to right, but we're going to go vertical. We're going this way, up and down, up and down. As you get past the construction numbers on this, these will be your lines. It doesn't say lines, I just put lines out here. So this will be line 1, line 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And of course, when we get over into the other directions, line 12, 13, 14, 15. So what you see in some of these little explanations here, use line 8, use like right here, line 8 HTM to line 26. Well, like I said, line 8 THM would be this right here, and we would go down here and put it in line 26. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom in on this so we can see a little bit better about what we're doing, but this will be the part we're working on for this part, just the obviously shaded or north side. Your calculation will start here, and it will end down here at the bottom down here. Now, anything that's in green on here, this is for net area, like I said, square footage in other words. Anything that's in blue, that's going to be, once again, for cooling. Anything in red is going to be for heating. When we get over here in all of the directions, that's where you have to pay attention to when you run into lines like down here on, where to put that actual line. Do I use this line up here? Do I use this line here? Do I use this line here? Or am I going to use this line down here? And I'll explain that in a later video. But for this one right here, we're just going to work on the obviously shaded. So the first thing we have to look at is our blueprint or construction. So we'll go back to the Vatilo house blueprint here. Okay. Now looking at this overall picture, and I'll make this a little bit bigger. Let's see if we can zoom in here. There we go. Looking at this overall picture, this is the house construction. Let me zoom it out just a bit. Boop. There we go. Looking at the overall house construction, this is the outer walls. So this is all your walls here. This area right here, which is kind of cut off right here, this is attached garage. And down here at the base is a door. So we got a door here, a garage up here. These are our exterior walls all the way around. And these little thin lines here, excuse me, these little thin lines here are going to be all your windows. Okay. If you notice in front of each and every one of them, and we'll zoom in on this one right here. On this one right here, B1, 72 by 48, privacy. Like I said, these numbers is not like an A, B, C, D as we're going to do on the actual form, but they're just to remind you that they're the same construction. So up here, let's bring in our box so we can box this in. Boop, doop, doop, doop. And we don't want that to be darkened, so make it hollow. There we go. So this area right here on your construction, this is going to be where your window information is. So vertical glass openings is in width, so 72 will be my width. H is my height, so 48 is my height. So width times height. It is a B1 window, so that means all B construction will be 2-pane clear, metal frame with a break, fixed sash, width times height. This one over here is C1, so that means it is a sliding glass door, 2-pane clear, metal frame with a break, width times height. Same for down here. This is an A2 window. You see over here there's A1 windows, over here there's A2 windows. Both of these are the same construction, the A construction, 2-pane clear, metal frame with a break, operable, bogue screen, width times height. So all of our information for the windows, which first thing we're going to do is look which side is north. Now I put on here, to kind of help it out, north, south, east, west. But most of your blueprints will have a compass. The compasses atypically point toward the north. And you know, this could set slant ways or horizontal or skewed on a line. So north may be like this way, or north could be down this way. So always pay attention to your blueprint to see which way your house is actually pointing. Well, this one is in a right real world and we're pointing north. So anything on this side is north. And of course, Worksheet B is windows, so we only have one window on this side. So that's going to be this B1 window right here. And B1 is 2-pane clear, metal frame with a break, fixed sash, width times height. The only other thing that you would need to know is right here, the overhang. Now this will come up in the later parts, and it's right there. Let's zoom in on that. Your overhangs. This is your edge of your roof and how far your eaves and soffits come over the edge. So we have 1.5 extension on all sides, so it's a hip roof because it extends on all 4 sides of the house. Top of the windows is just 1 foot below. So if we went to the top of the eave of the house and everything and measured 1 foot down, that's where the start of our window would begin. Glass doors, which is over here on this side here, we got a sliding glass door, is 1.5 foot. So those will be important numbers to remember. But all your information is basically going to come right out of this area right here. Okay? So I'm going to get rid of that for now because we know what we're dealing with. Now the one window that we have on the north side, and this is obviously shaded because the sun rides this way, you know, more toward the south and the east and the west. Rises in the east, sets in the west, a little bit on the south side. But the north side always stays shaded. So any window that's on this side would automatically be done in the section that we're going to do. It is a 2-pane clear, metal frame with a break, fixed sash window. Just to break that down, 2 panes, it has an inner piece of glass, an outer piece of glass, usually air or some type of gas like xenon in between it. metal frame means that it is a metal window. This is an actual metal window. It could be aluminum, could be steel. With a break means it has a little rubber gasket all the way around it, so it's not just glass to metal contact in the frame. Fixed sash means it does not open. It is just a straight up window. It doesn't open. It's just two panes of glass in a metal frame with a break. Okay? So let's take this information and put it where we need it to be. And I'm going to click off of this. I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to shrink this screen. Okay? So we need to look at our worksheet. So we're going to go to our worksheet here, and we're just going to start from one side to the other, and then we'll start putting that information in there. Now, since we only have one window that's obviously shaded on this side, we're only going to have one in this row here. So these are just extra ones I put in there in case I need to do a demonstration at a later time. So let's start with our HTD. Now, if you go up to your Worksheet A right above it, your HTD is already there. So that's 46. 46.0. And your CTD is right up here, 18. So put that in there. And T3 CTD. This one's a little bit trickier, and a lot of your explanations are going to be straight up right below it, or a note saying look at note 1, look at note 2. This one right here explains it for you for here. It says just round the value up. So you're going to basically, like we got 18 here. So if you got 18, you round it up to 20. If you had 19, you round it up to 20. If you had 20, you round it up to 20. If you had 21, you'd round to 20. If you had 22, you'd round to 20. If you had 23, you'd round to 25. So since we're plus 1, minus 1, plus 2, minus 2, so we're going to go with 20 as our T3 CTD. And this will come on a table later on. Okay. So now we got all our numbers in place, and like I said, that's why you do Worksheet A first, because it gives you these numbers, and this is explained right here. So like I said, if you had, it goes in fives, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, that's what's going to be on the chart. So if you had an uneven number or something in between there, this is how you would round that up to get that number. All right, so now let's look at our construction number. From the J1, line A, B, C, all that. So this first part here, they just gave it a letter name for each window, like window A. Now this is where it's kind of confusing, because window A, don't get confused when you go back here and look at your, and look at your blueprint and go, well, that's a B, that's B1 window. I put B1 there. No, it's just the first window. Just like you would number 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, they numbered A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So just know that has nothing to do with this construction number right here or this identification number to tell which kind it is. Okay, it just has to deal with A, B, C, D as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now, which direction is the glass facing? Let's zoom in here a little bit so we can read this a little bit better. Okay, which direction is the glass facing? Well, of course, this is a north window, so north goes here. Number of panes. Back to your construction page. It says that a B1 window is a 2-pane clear. So we got 2 panes of glass there. 2. Frame type. You have wooden, metal, metal with a break, or vinyl. Well, ours was metal frame with a break, so we'll go with MB. B. Okay. And then table 2 construction number. Okay, so we're going to go to table 2 now. Now we're getting into our lines. All these right along through here. We've got our information up here, basically everything that we needed off of the survey. So anything up here would be from the survey. Anything from down here, we're going to work with table 2, table 3. Okay, so line 1 says table 2A construction number. All right, so let's go to table 2A. close that for now. Let's go to table 2A. Alright, so this is going to go back to your construction again. Like I said, you have a couple different types of windows you could have. Like I said, you've got clear glass here. These are clear glass, which is what we got. These are Jalousie windows. These are projected windows like bay windows, garden windows, and of course French doors are down here. Remember, you should always do French doors and windows if your window glass is greater than 60% of the entire door. So if you got a real like stained glass door, or a lot of windows inside of it and everything like that, like I said, you'd want to do those in the actual glass part. Or you could actually do the square footage and calculate the glass part and then do the wood part based upon how much wood's left. But it's a whole lot easier just to do it like this. So looking back at ours, let's go back to our construction so we understand what we're doing. Looking at our survey, it says it's a 2-pane clear metal frame with a break, fixed sash. The B1 window right here. So single pane, single pane, single pane, double pane, 2 pane. So we know it's going to be either 1D-C or 1E-C. Okay, 1D-C says double pane operable window with sliding glass door. Well, that's not us because ours is a double pane window with a fixed sash. So 1E-C is going to be our actual number. So we go back to line number 1 right here. And we're going to put in the construction number. 1E-C, 1E-C-MB. Okay, I'm going to make that a little bit smaller so that way it fits in the box correctly. There we go. It's 1D-C-MB. All right. Now, as you see right here, it says copy to form J1ae. I wouldn't do that right yet. Let's just wait until we get this whole column done, and then we'll transfer everything over. I'll show you how to transfer. All right, next thing, table 2A U value. This is line number 2, table 2A line value. So like I said, it's going to be this one right here. So what is our U value? Well, you have a couple options right here. Looking at this window, here we go. Let's make it big so we can see it. Now we're this one right here, double pane fixed sash. So up here at the top, you got metal no break, metal with a break, wood clad, or metal clad with vinyl, or insulated fiberglass. So we're looking at metal with a break, right? So we just follow over here, and then we go straight down right here, and 0.63 would be that number. 0.63. Now, if you want to keep things real clean, like I said, I told you we'll always round out to the thousands. You can do that. You can put the extra 0 there, or if you feel comfortable working with it like that, that's totally fine. Just make sure when you're going down through here that your decimals line up, because when we start adding things up and down through here, and like I said, that's basically what we're going to be doing, adding this one to this one, or multiplying this times this. We want to make sure we're getting the right number for the calculation. Neatness really, really counts in this type of work. All right, next part. Heating HTM unadjusted equals U times HTD. Okay, so what was our HTD? Our HTD is right here, 46. So we'll bring the calculator up. 46, and it says times our U value, which is 0.63, and we get 28.98. Okay, there we go. Like I said, you may want to adjust a little and make sure everything's kind of lining up right. Okay. Now the next part says line 4 here. Heating HTM adjustment. See note 1. Note 1 is all the way down here at the bottom. They just got them hidden down here at the base. Note 1 is here. Note 2 is here. It says default 1.0, bay window 1.5, garden window 2.75, French door 0.70. Basically what this is like I said, if you got a bay window, it's bigger, it can be protruding out a little bit, you're going to have a little bit, it's going to be 115%. If it's a garden window, it's got a lot of surface area sticking outside into the sun and taking on the thermal energy, so it's almost 3 times greater than just a normal window. And of course, a French door, which has a lot of wood in it and less glass, is only going to be 70% of it. So ours is just a fixed sash, regular window. So ours is going to be default 1.0. So we go right here, 1.0. And I'm going to put 2 zeros in there and then just adjust it up here a little bit so it's a little bit cleaner. Okay. All right. Adjusted heating HTM. Line 3 times line 4. Well, this is line 3, 28.98 times line 4, which is right here, 1. So 28.98 times 1 equals 28.98. Real simple. Okay. Now the next part, we're going to go to table 3A. For line 6, we're going to table 3A. And this is default blinds at 45 degrees. What that means is if you're working on a house and you don't know exactly what type of interior decoration they're going to have on it, are they going to have curtains, are they have drapes, are they going to have the little pull down shades, are they going to have blinds, is it just going to be just an open window with no type of blind in it whatsoever? Like I said, to default, they say just use blinds at 45 degrees. It's kind of the middle of the road when we're thinking heat load calculation or gains from a window. So let's go to table 3A. We can close that one now. And we'll close that one down. So table 3A. When you're looking at your table 3As, you want to look for, let's make this a little bit bigger. There we go. You want to look for this part right here, clear glass. Some of the other tables, they have shaded glass, sunscreens, a lot of different types of windows that you could have set up. So we're just going with a clear glass here, okay? Now as you can see, I'm going to kind of break this thing down into the different parts. Let's just do this and make us a big box. You're going to look at this thing left to right and north to south. So this section right here is all windows, single pane, double pane, triple pane, no internal shade. So that means if I had no type of internal shading on it and I didn't know what it was, or it's a sun window, or just a clear view window like they have beside doors or something like that, these would be the ones I'd want to use. And then of course, what would I use is a single pane window. You're going to use this chart right here. If it's a double pane, use this one, and triple pane, you use that one. And all your single pane windows on this chart run down this way. As you can see, all these are single pane, single pane, single pane, single pane, single pane. And then of course, if you move it over a little bit, right here, all these are double pane, double pane, double pane, double pane, double pane. The ones that are running left to right, like this, and here. Let's just break down these parts here so you understand the table. So in the next video, it won't take as much time. This is internal, no shade. This is vertical set at 45 degrees, the blind set at 45 degrees. This right here is draped rollers, or halfway drawn down drapes or shades. And of course, the final one would be shades, rollers, fully pulled down. So, some houses have windows or drapes that, completely black out the windows and stuff like that. So that's going to help your heat load. And then ones that don't have no internal shade, like these up here at the top, all these, they're going to put an extra thermal load on there because there's nothing really to stop it. Okay? So we know what our window construction was. It's a double pane. So we know we're going to be working in this row right here. So this row right here, this is what we're working on. But it said default at 45 degrees if we don't know. So this is your vertical blind one right here, like I said. So we're going to be using this chart right here, okay? Now you could have went, made a box this way, made a box this way, and where it intersects right here in the middle. This is where we're going to be working from, okay? So let's look and see what the chart asked us to do. So back to the cooling HTM. So we want to find the cooling HTM for this window. So how do we find that off of this chart? Okay, so we got a couple different things up here. You got U values, you got SC, SH, GC. Like I said, these have to deal with, like I said, the cooling and thermal gains of the window. And then here you have your CTDs, your T3 CTDs. Remember we was talking about 18, and 18 we'd round up to 20. So we're going to be working in this box right here. So what would be ours? So ours is 20, and then we got to use a few more boxes to kind of help figure this out. So we're going to use that in there. I'm going to bring in a new box. And I'm going to make this one blue so we can see it. Now, over here on the left-hand side, I'm going to make this a little skinnier so we can bring it down. You got north, northeast, right over here, east-west, southeast, southwest. So our window is a north window. So we want to use this one right here. I'm going to skinny this down a little bit. So that means that's running straight through all the way across through here. Okay? Now we know we're using this box. All right? Now you're going to go back to whatever your C3 or T3 CTD is. So this is your T3, so we're 20. So we're going to use 20 right here. Let me make another box. And we'll make this one, we'll go with green. How about green? All right. Now it's going to be pretty simple to see this when I get done. Like I said, where these intersect, that's where we want to be at. So we're using that one right there and that one right there. So there's our 20. We're on a north-facing window where these two intersect right here in the middle, 16. That's going to be our number. So we go back to our table, and on line 6, put in 16. And I'm going to put double zeros. All right. Next question. Cooling HTM adjustment, see note 2. Now remember note 2 is down at the bottom of the worksheet, down here. So default is 1.0, an insect screen, bug screen, is 0.90, bay window 1.15, garden window 2.0, French door. Well, ours was just fixed with a sash. There's no type of bug screen, nothing like that, storm windows some people call them. So we're going to be default again, so 1.0. So let's go back up. So on line 7, we're going to be 1.0. Check. All right. Adjusted CHTM, line 6 times line 7. So this is line 6, 16, times line 7, which is 1. 16 times 1 equals 16. All right, area of opening, square foot for one unit. So if we had multiple windows, same windows, whatever, we're going to go back to our original blueprint. And ours is 72 by 48. Just make that real clear. 72 by 48 inches. This 72 by 48 inches. So we got to turn this into square foot. So how will we do that? Well, we can do the inches first. 72 times 48 gives me that, right? And of course, to figure out square footage, we just divide that by 144. So it's 24 square foot, correct? All right, say we didn't know. Say we was unsure of it. Let's go back to our original Vatilo house because all the construction numbers and everything on that should be identical. And lo and behold, look at right there, 24. So 24 square foot. So like I said, just multiply this times this and divide it by 144 because there's 12 inches one way, 12 inches the other way, 12 times 12 is 144. Okay, so 24 square feet. Let's put that in on our paper. 24.00. Okay, number of assemblies. Back to the blueprint, you only got one. Now, if you had multiple windows, I'm going to back out of this a little bit. If you had multiple windows like this, you got an A1 here, A1 here, and you got an A1 over here. Just do it on whatever side you're working on. Like this is the east side over here, I would have 2. If I'm doing it down here on the south side, I got 1, 2, and then I also have a B2 down there as well, a different window, different construction. This window here, construction, is different from our sliding glass there. But on this one right here, we have just that one construction type right there. So that will be, back to our worksheet, 1.00. Okay. So net area, line 9 times line 10. There's line 9, 24 times 1. 24 times 1 is 24. Okay, so now you successfully have completed this part of Worksheet B. Now this is just for north or just totally shaded windows that you know are totally shaded from a tree or porch or some other reason. So now we can take this information and go back over to the other one. What you're looking at is right here. Copy to form J1ae. Copy to form J1ae. Copy to form 1JE. Copy to J1ae. So these are all the numbers that we're going to go back to our worksheet. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to bring up our J1ae that we was working on. As you can see, I've got a lot of blank spaces in here. And let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see it better on the screen. Okay. And like I said, A, that's where we're at, and that's why the A, B, C, D, E windows, that's why it's making sense, because that's where you're marking them down through here. So this is it. So our construction number, what was our construction number? All we got to do is figure out a good way to get to this. There's my construction number. I can just copy that, and I'm just going to paste it right there. Bam. All right. Now, your book also puts the direction in it. And this could kind of help you out on a form. I can see that. Now, like I said, you're just going to go east to west over here. So we're just going to start with that. So my heating HTM. This is why I highlighted it red. The next thing we got right here, this is your heating HTM, 28.98. Copy that. And put it over here. Okay. Next would be my cooling HTM. Cooling HTM is 16 right here, adjusted. We do not want to put the unadjusted up there. Paste it right in there. There we go. And then finally, the net area. How big is the window? Well, it's 24 square foot. Copy. And paste it in right there. Now, all that's left to do is to finish the calculation. And it's real simple right here. All you're going to do is take this number here, your heating, times the square footage of it, and that's going to give you BTUs. And then you're going to take your cooling times the square footage of it, and that's going to give you BTUs. So let's do this one first. Get my calculator up here so everybody can see. 28.98. That's my heating times 24 square foot. Gives me 695.52 BTUs of heat for that window. Okay. Next will be the cooling. So we'll go, make sure we'll clear it out. 16 times 24, and we get 384. Okay. And there you go. That is how you do windows that are north side or obviously shaded. That's how you do those windows and transfer them over here to your J1 window. In the next video, I'll show you how to do a few of the ones where you're having to do east side, west side, things like that.